Hello again, it's Helen Howell from Helen Howell Designs at Crafts You Print, and today I'm going to show you how to put together my exploding box design. Now, the graphics that I have used have come from jaguarwoman.com and zazascrapandtubestore.com. The card template is designed by Samantha Murphy at scrapbookingmad.com. If you would like to purchase this design to make this card yourself, you can find it at www.craftsyourprint.com/Helen-Howell/. Right, let's get on with it. As you can see, I've put pieces on. Now, just before I start, this kit does come with 3 pages of instructions and photos on how to put the lid together. The rest of the card is simple and self-explanatory, and that's why I've only done instructions for the lid. So let's get on our way. First of all, you're going to cut your piece out, and on your sheet it will show you an arrow cut, so you just cut the sheet around, and before you add your pieces, your extra pieces on, you need to score this line. So we'll do that now. And you go all the way around and do that, and then just bend over and sharpen that edge with your bone knife. Now, I have attached these extra pieces with very, very small foam squares. Now, you don't want big foam squares because it will push the box out too far, but you can just glue them on if you want to and have a flatter appearance. So let's just put this last one on. Okay, and it's this one. Let's turn it around and square it up, and it's on. Now then, just to make sure everything goes well, that one goes down before that, you just fold everything in. That's it. And this will form the outside of your box. Now then, I have done exactly the same to all the other layers. Folded them in and used decoupage to put the extra pieces on. Okay, so the next bit is to fit each piece into our box. We're aiming to go in between each time. So what I'm going to do is use glue. You can use glue, or you can use double-sided tape if you want. I prefer glue because it gives you the freedom to move it if you've got it wrong. So fold your piece down. Come on, that's it. I'll use the back of the instruction sheet so I don't get glue on my scoring board. And I'm just using Boss Stick glue stick. It works very well for me. And once dry, it holds things in place. So I'm going to make sure that I give it a really good coating all the way around. And the edges, that's good. And we'll get our centerpiece in and we'll fit it in. That looks right. All of this goes to make that box. So that's that bit in. Now we're going to do the same with the last piece. You can just put the plain green backing that I have given you in the kit. You must put the green backing on the first card, otherwise it won't match your lid. But you can, like me, choose something else for the other cards if you want, or you could just do all green, or you could leave them white if you wanted to. So now then, this is our last one, and that's got to go in between those. And that's right, push that down. And that's our box. Now before we go on to doing the lid, let's put the decoupage in the centre. So we're going to raise these up. Now I'm going to use slightly larger foam squares to lift it a little more. So as I said, it is an easy card to make. There's a lot of cutting out to do with this card, but the end result is worth it. Just want to make sure these, whoops, stay in place when we put them in. So I'm being quite generous with my foam squares. I always am. I think that you want, that's got paper on the back. You want whatever you're putting on to stay in place. There we go. So let's just remove these bits. Okay, the flowers at the top, I'm going to line up that leaf, and that should all line up then. Yep, that's good. Now I'll do exactly the same with the next one. Oops, fiddly things, aren't they? That's it, we've got them all. So we'll line this up again, and I'm going to go back with that leaf and that leaf, and there we go. And the final piece, I've just decided to just do the bow. Now, if you wanted to make it higher, you could keep printing out extra ones of these, but I think that's really quite enough. And of course, you can always add some sparkle or glitter to this once you've done it. I've added a little to the snowflakes just to give them a teeny sparkle. So there we go. And that's our box. So that when our lid comes off, our box will open up like this. I think that's rather lovely. So now we're going to move on to the lid. I've already decorated my decoupage, as you can see. I've put the glitter on and I've let it dry. Let's bring the light over and you can see probably a bit more better. I let it dry before I do it. That's the inside of the box, and that's your label, which I've yet to write on. So what we have to do with the lid is we have to score this line and this line all the way round. Now I've done all of those, but I've just left one to show you. Now, I find with my scoreboard, if you get this line right, then this line will be right. That's if you're evenly spaced on your scoreboard like I am. Yep. Oh, I'll just have to move that slightly, that's jumping. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to bend that over, and then we're going to bend that over. So we use our bone knife to sharpen all the edges. Now, the one thing I did want to tell you is that on the sheet, you do have arrows pointing to this area which says cut. You cut all the way up, and you leave yourself with that tag on each side, all the way up, okay? Just so you know. Whoops. You need to get these sharp edges or you won't get a nice lid folded. There we go. So just bend them all over. And the last one. Right. That's how your lid should look. So the next thing we need to do now is we have to glue these little pieces, all of these tags. And again, you can do whatever suits you. I'm going to use glue, but you could use tape again if you want. So it's whatever suits you. I'm just going to lift that up to make it a bit easier for me. Get enough on there because it's gloss, so it can be difficult. All the way around. Be careful you don't stick it to some previous glue marks. I find glue is easier to manipulate and has a greater strength. So once you've done that, we're going to, I have to move that, turn, I need it, I have to move it a bit. I have to use another piece, sorry. Turn it over and we're going to glue there and along that edge there. So okay, now we're going to put our box together. So what we do is we move it in, and if you're using glue like me, you'll have to hold it for a minute to make sure it sticks. Okay, each line matches and it sticks. Matches and it sticks. Whoops, hold that bit together, make sure it stays, and that bit, yep, that bit, don't, that bit. We're nearly all the way around. Might have to put a bit more glue on that bit. What do they say? Patience is a golden virtue. Okay. Being a bit tricky. Right. Now we have to fit this on the inside, down like that, but we need to glue it in because we don't want that coming out either. So we'll do that, just all its edges. Yeah, that should do fine. Push that in like that. Push that back and that back. Come on, behave. Oh, I did say the only part that's tricky in this card is this lid. A little bit of patience and you'll get there. Okay, the next thing we're doing is we're folding these bits down and around like this. Can you see? That one's slipping. Hold that, I don't want it to slip. And there's your lid. Voila. So now all we have to do with the lid And you can see it's not that difficult, it's just getting all the pieces to stay where they should. That one doesn't want to. I might just get a bit of glue on there and that'll do it. Same with that. Stay. You see why I don't want to use double-sided tape, because unless you get it exactly right the first time, you can't undo it with double-sided tape or with the glue tapes. But with glue, you can manipulate it. Okay, there's our lid. So now then, we'll put our decoupage on. We start with this piece. Oh, my hands are all sticky from the glue now. Never mind. I'm working with gloss paper too, and that can always be a little tricky at times because it marks easily as opposed to matte, but you do get, I feel, a nicer finish with gloss. I'm just going to have to wipe my hands because I'm getting glue over everything, so just be patient for 2 seconds while I get a wet one. Okay, I'm back without the sticky hands now. Okay. I'll just move the camera in a bit more so you can see what I'm doing. Right. Okay, let's fit our bow on. Yeah, that's the first layer on. Now we'll do the second layer. Beautiful. And our very last layer, which is just a flower. There we go. And that's our lid done. Really beautiful. That wants to go in a bit more. There you go. So now we put our box together. And she said we fit our lid. There we go. Whoops, lost a couple. That's it. And I haven't written my label yet, so I don't want to glue it down, but I would pop my label in like that and give it to whoever. Whoops, my box is coming out again. Needs to be tighter. There we go. And when you take your lid off, you've got your exploding box. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll fix that. I'll fix that in a moment after we're finished. And I hope you enjoy making this. Bye for now.